Hi friends, this is Sarah from Crafting and Relaxing, and today we're going to do our third bird journal flip through. We did the first one, the second one, these two are done. So today we're going to do a flip through on this one. The way this one came about was I just had so much fun stamping and making ephemera that I needed to make another one, and I saw this tissue and thought this would make a fun cover. So I didn't plan to make three, but sometimes it happens. The cover on this one is a really decorative tissue and it has the gold foiling in it. And then on the inside, I have a really super thick scrapbook paper. And that's why this cover is fighting me a bit, is because I used very different thickness papers. So it's just got to work itself out a little bit. It feels really nice too. Not quite as maybe leathery and aged as this one, but still it feels very nice, much smoother. And then on the inside, I have this gorgeous paper and right side up in this journal. This one, depending on what you want to do, I left it so these birds show here. But you could always put a pocket here or a tuck spot up here and then put your ephemera and things so this showed more. This, I just couldn't bring myself to cover it up. It is gorgeous. Absolutely love that paper. Then there are lots of places to write or staple or glue. And here's a pocket with some journaling places. So on the back of this one or the front of this one, just really cute papers. And then look at this one. I had a small piece of paper and it has gold foiling on it. And then I fussy cut around the bird that is inside the envelopes. I used these in a couple places in the journals, maybe not in every single one, and I put an extra one in the add-ons that I'm going to send with it. But I opened this up and I fussy cut around this, and I just didn't love this paper, so I wanted to cover it up. I was going to trim it, but when I put it on here, I just loved it the way it was. So I don't know, maybe somebody would prefer to trim it off, and they can, but I just thought that was fun. And it's neat to see the shape and kind of wonder what's going on this side, add some interest. This is a tea or coffee dyed paper. This page I think is a little cutie in how it turned out. It's a bird ephemera piece that I glued on, and I just glued the bottom so it's a tuck spot for some other little ephemera pieces. And some more paper with gold foiling. And then I've stamped some birds on it. And sometimes you just have to look up and then you can write on the back. And almost all these papers have birds in them. This book has much more color because of a couple reasons. A, I got down to the end and had found some more paper or acquired it. I had the extras from the other two. I didn't want to repeat papers. And then I just took them all and put them in here. So there's more color and more variety in this journal than the first two, I would say. Because the first one I went fairly blue. The second one I leaned quite a bit towards earth tones. And then this one I just went crazy. This is a tuck spot right here. It says, live for the moments you can't put into words. And I've torn it so the paper behind it peeks through. Be inspired, and it's inked with a touch of blue. And then this page, I really like how this one turned out. I don't know if the camera does it justice. You have the birds over here sitting, and then this paper is like feathers and some silver foil. And then I came in over the top with a strip of the blue bird paper and then the gold foil on here for your tuck spot. So you have a tuck spot, but it's also like an art piece in the page. And I really like having foiling in those papers that catches the light, but isn't totally obvious. It's not like a giant foiled image, just catches your eye. This one is from a Prima collection, has birds in it. Gorgeous. This is still one of my favorite papers with all the birds. Darling, and it has a bird right there. Lots of room to write, glue, add, whatever. This one, I just did some bobbing and weaving around the birds and left that interesting on the page. And then the green paper behind it shows through and picks up on that green. Then you can flip it open and you have more birds. And then this is an adorable paper with branches on it. I don't know if that really shows. And then I didn't decorate this pocket. It's ready to go however the person wants it. I have a tag here, birds of a feather, flock together on the back, postcard, a little birdie told me. You could turn it around with more red. I guess it goes with that page because it has red right there. This string I think might be a little bulky for this journal depending on if you add more bulk. So maybe you would take it out and put a thinner string. I used my paper punch here to get some really neat interest on the edge of that page. Then this is a bird that I colored with colored pencil, stamped, colored, and fussy cut. Such a lovely day and birds. And there's an ephemera piece in here that says, "Don't stop until you are proud," and has birds. That's just a cute little pocket with a bird on the back. Another bird that I stamped and colored, and I liked these together and kind of peeking. And the hummingbird embossing folder. There are process videos about these journals, so if you want to know more about this journal or how something happened, it might be in those videos. Sometimes what you're most afraid of doing is the very thing that will set you free, and it has feathers on it. And I was bound and determined to use this little bird pull-out tag, so I put it right here. It, of course, the whole thing could be moved, but I just kind of liked it. It's cute. Bright birds here, and then these birds are peeking through. This is the life, and these are all just tucked in, so they could be moved around the journal anywhere. They are postage stamp bird stickers. Here we have paper that goes with that envelope. Soar, robins appear when loved ones are near, and they're ready to write on the back of. So journaling, bits and bobs, right? You can move them around. You can use this as a tuck spot somewhere, whatever makes you happy. That we're going through the other side of the signature. So you've seen that paper and some white and green. Look at this one. I think Nancy sent me these. Remember, these were her out of her Smile book, and she sent me a couple of them. Pets with boring people names. Still love it. I thought this green one was great in here because it's about birds. Random stuff woven into a bird's nest. Clipped hair from the sidewalk in front of the barber shop. Strips of old plastic tarps. Thread, shoelaces. Birds will make anything work. And remember, they do this all with just their beaks and little feet. Amazing. So I trimmed that sucker down and inked the edges and tried to make it work on that page. And then I took a sticker from this paper collection and inked up the edges a little and put it on here and tied it all together. I love it. And I really like integrating happy mail items, interesting ephemera, things like that. Like I put them in my room, I enjoy them for a while, and then put them in a book. I just love how that one turned out. And the reason I used it is because the colors spoke to me. It was bird and green, and I thought, oh, this will be great. So I hope Nancy likes how that turned out. Then you have this adorable bird page and tea-dyed and plain. And then this is kind of busy. You have this page here, birds here, then this flips. You've got the Prima birds on this page. This can pull out. I backed a little birdie told me with this pretty paper. It must have been the pink stuff, and I didn't like that. Covered it up. Then up here, I stapled a hummingbird charm on here, and I crimped the staple. I kind of liked it before it flopped better. It could probably be pried and loosened up a little, but I was a little worried it would fall out. So that's just fun to mention. In a journal like this, you can put chunky, messy stuff up at the top because you end up with so much stuff in the pockets in the bottom. So you have room for charms if you want to put them in there and try them out. That doesn't add a lot of bulk. This is a glued down pocket. Then what is yours will find you. That was an ephemera piece, and I cut it down, put it on a piece of paper, stamped a bird on it, and then I used it as a tuck spot on a page. Free as a bird, and you can journal on the back, and of course you can swap it out. A fun way to use this paper in a journal, but also have a place to journal on the page. Some full white, some of those pink ones and white. Nice bird here. And then on this page, I have a piece of this paper that I absolutely love. Could be used to make a tuck bottle, or it can just be a journaling card right here. Then this is a hidden paper clip that hasn't been decorated at all. So you could take one of those bird stickers, you could put a flower, you could tear out a piece of a bird from a magazine, you could put ephemera, whatever, or you can leave it just like that. But either way, it will paper clip things to a page. This page, another page, this item, another item, whatever you want to do, and you can decorate both sides. Oh, I think I had this clipped in there too. This is an envelope that could be anything you want it to be. It could be exactly an envelope right here the way it is. It could be glued to, let me think about which way would I glue it. It could be glued right here and then it would flop open. It could be glued right here and flop up. It could just go right back in there. However you want it. Look at that. That is just beautiful paper. I love it. Absolutely love it. Now, this is a fun twist. This is a stamp that Kathy sent me. It's an old basic gray stamp. This image does not do it justice. You're just not going to be able to see. You're going to have to trust me. I stamped it out on something. It was crisp, beautiful, and a knockout. This journal was assembled already, and I realized I found it in the giant pile on the table and realized I hadn't used it. So I inked it up and stamped right in this book. Now what that's going to do is it's going to give you a bumpy texture to work on. So I didn't get the face and the head the way I wanted. I couldn't live with it. So I came back in with the stamp over it. In doing so, I ended up off a little bit. I didn't even really mean to touch it down over there. I thought I was just going to do the head. And it kind of gave it like a 3D look, like a shadow effect. Don't be afraid to stamp in a project that you're working on already, because I didn't want to give this up. I wanted to use it. If it had gone horribly wrong, I could have torn this page out. I could have folded this page up and put some kind of tuck thing over it. I could have put a big pocket of cardstock here. There are a lot of ways I could have fixed it and then stamped it off and brought it in. I didn't want another layer of paper. I wanted it on one of these pages if I could pull it off. And I like how it turned out. Just don't be afraid to roll with it. And it shows through a little bit. That's fun. This is that paper that I didn't love. So I put a thing on it that says field notes and has a bluebird. And the back of that is very cute. It's just, I don't like that side. Oops, I've clipped it closed. Okay, here I used one of these acrylic pieces and I stapled it on. I did put a touch of glue. I wasn't sure if I needed it or how it would work. I'm glad I didn't just try and glue the whole thing because it does show a little. Then I stapled it and it's a pocket and it came with the bird on it. I just had to use it. And this one is super thick, so I didn't try rounding the corner or anything. I didn't think my corner rounder would go for that. It's not like a giant chomper. And then this paper already had a lot going on it. I already had the envelope attached, so I just worked right up to the edge of it and stapling because I didn't want to staple it flat. It opens up here and you can put stuff in it. Then this paper says August 2022. And I just thought these were fun because you can like write a note to future you. So I have some future month planners. Then this is a little bobby pin with a bird on it that's, you know, for a planner. So I thought that was perfectly fine in here. I want my bird to face the front. So I'm going to put it like this. And it might bend the paper a little. It might stick up, but it's just so darn cute. It also could go out the side just fine, like this. Doesn't really matter. Both ways are cute and fun. And it could be used as a paper clip to hold something in. I mean, it's holding this, but it's not going to go anywhere anyway. Then, oh, look at this page. This one, do my friends have good taste in stamps or what? This is Blue Fern Studios Bird Waltz. I may have had some of this paper in here. And this was Noni's, and I used this one right here. And again, in stamping these, I'm just trying to get interest, not necessarily the clear image, because what I think I would do is take some of the fun ephemera that would be mailed with it and I might decorate this page, or I might put a real skinny piece of paper to decorate it, something. I just didn't want it plain white, and I liked this scalloped edge. That was fun. And then this one, this is a brand I don't know. It's called All and Create, but it's AALL, and it's called Bird Collage. And look at it. It has the bird, flowers, sheet music. So I used that one up here because I didn't want to repeat the design. And I just thought those were fun. Then we have the gold foiling. Now, this pocket could be glued pocket. This piece of paper could be glued down, and this could be a pocket right here with this fun scalloped edge. You could ink the edge a little bit too before you put it down, but then you'd lose this. And I also thought about, before I decorated it, taking this, gluing it this way, and making a pocket here. There's no right or wrong, but you can only do one. So you have to pick, or you just leave it the way it is and think about it for a long time if you want. So that is the last of the bird journals. We've gone through them all. This one still needs a little shaping, little attitude adjustment, if you will. But they are done, ready to go. My stamps are cleaned. My table's cleaned off. I am mostly done and ready to move on to the next projects. These journals are bound for Etsy unless I hear otherwise from one of you that wants to grab them first. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you're taking time for crafting and relaxing and taking great care of yourself. The holiday season gets busy, so don't overdo it. Remember to sit down and drink some tea or some coffee or some hot chocolate and relax. Bye-bye.